Good morning, YouTube. Matt with ASL Dumpsters here, and I'm at the Denver Arapahoe disposal site, Dad's landfill. This is my second load of the day. I had one earlier this morning. This one's a little bit heavier, almost close to 2 tons. Nothing too crazy, but I've got my RawMaxx dump trailer behind me, my 14K. I did another video here at this landfill on my PJ dump trailer, kind of showing you the operation with that. So I figured today'd be a good day to get the RawMaxx on some footage. It's kind of an off-brand. Not too many people know about it, but I got to tell you, it's made more stout. It's got thicker walls, thicker floor, a bigger lifting ram. It's still a scissor lift, but it's got a 6-inch hydraulic cylinder than the PJ. So it has a little more lifting capacity, but it is slower. So, and the doors and the closing mechanisms and stuff are a little different than the PJ. So stick around. I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, welcome back. We're here at the landfill. Got my RawMaxx here ready to go. Sorry for the shakiness, but we're gonna start up front, and the utility box here that houses your battery, your hydraulic pump, is awesome on this thing because it's got room up front, and keep all my tools in here, chocks, hitch locks, stuff like that. It's got room in there for that. The PJ does not have that. So the Tarp mechanism here, same thing as the PJ. Your catch on this is a little more stout, but it's basically the same thing. It's just it hinges on a little bolt back here, on this bolt, spring loaded, and then you've got your rear tarp. I said in my other video about tools and equipment, the zip ties that I was using, you can see them all along here, especially that one right there. They use those, let's see if I can get a picture of it. They use these screws, little tap screws, and they ripped out. So it's a double axle, 7,000 pound Dexter axles. We've been doing great. So here's the other main difference on the RawMaxx is the locking mechanisms on here. So these are hinged, or rather they're basically cut at an angle, and they're spring loaded to keep them down, and then the pins lock into these holes, which is great. But I took a load to the recycle center, a load of steel, and some of the machinery there kind of pulled this back sidewall, if you can imagine, took this wall and pulled it this way a little bit. So now you can see the doors don't line up perfectly. This side's a little higher because that wall's bent that way. So that kind of makes this pin on this side almost not even catch anymore. So it is kind of a downfall, but compared to the PJ, the inside door doesn't even have anything holding it in other than the other door. So on this, you basically just turn and it lifts that pin out of the hole. And then up here, I keep some carabiners together. They're not super strong, but if something does happen to where my door pops open, at least I've got these keeping it shut. So we're swinging the door open. The pins on these are back here. Like I said on my PJ, these ones are a little more stout. They sit deeper down into the holes in there. I don't know if you can see that. but they definitely hold better. Up this other door, we got a flooring demo that was done. This company hired me. This is the second time, and they've actually already got me on the books for December, so we're doing good there. The tarp, basically the same on here, except what I like about the RawMaxx tarp is the bar that you hold in, or that is stitched into the end and catches on these latches, is a lot lighter. The PJ bar is heavy as hell, so this one is a lot easier to get up over your load. And before somebody says, I know my safety vest ripped this morning. I need to get another one. But another main difference of the RawMaxx here is, hold on a second, is how the tarp bar sits when it's rolled up. So on the PJ, there's hooks that sit like this up on top of the frame here, and the bar sits against it that way. And what happens is, if you don't roll your reel tight enough and get it as tight as it can go, that bar will kind of loosen up and it can slide back and forth out this way, side to side, which is kind of dangerous. So I've kind of learned to get that as tight as you can. On this one, super easy. It sits down in there, and then you can just roll the tarp itself, just rolls up over the bar and kind of helps it stay flat as you reel it back in. And I like it a lot better than the PJ setup. But same principle. Sorry, it's kind of hard with one hand here. And then hold that. And there you go. All done. So, as far as the controls, let me switch it up here. As far as the controls, same thing, up and down. Once this is lifted up, I'll show you the other main difference between the RawMaxx and the PJ. So if you'll notice, as it's lifting, it's pretty slow. The battery's good. I just checked the voltage on it. But because it's a bigger cylinder, it's got more volume. It's got more hydraulic volume to move, to lift it. So it's slower, but it is stronger. As you can see, it's still scissor lift, basically the same thing as the PJ. But a lot of the framing, the frame built under the box itself is more sturdy. I couldn't tell you if the I-beam, the main I-beam is thicker. I think it is. Stronger I-beam, but this is the trailer I use like when I do concrete hauling. I do have some concrete crews that use me every once in a while. So because of the stronger ram and the thicker floors and walls, this is the only trailer I'll use for that. You can kind of see it's still going. It's a little slower, but it gets there, and it's stronger. Alright, let's put our controller back in the box. Hop in here. Satisfying sound. Check everything out. So you can see the framing is just, they've got more cross bracing on this frame down here. Cylinder itself, 6-inch cylinder, scissor lift. You know, the suspension is the same as a PJ. I can't tell you if the iron that they use is any, you know, thicker or better. I can't tell you that, but it's the same setup. Almost all empty. And then I'll show you the operation coming down, just how much, you know, it's just a little bit slower. So other than that, I mean, it's basically the same, just slower but stronger. The hitch coupler is, in my opinion, built really high. So I've got the coupler on this one set at the second lowest setting on there to keep us level. You know, if I was on 37s or lifted or something, I guess I could move it up, but this is a tow rig, so we don't get too crazy with it. Pretty much, the other thing I like about the RawMaxx too is everything is greasable. The two main pins in the back, your reel, obviously the Dexter axles are, you know, you just pop the little rubber covers off and grease your axles up. But everything's greasable, so coming around, close everything up, check and make sure everything's out of here. Oh, what did I tell you? It's always something. Always. Other than that, we're good to go. So one thing that's, you got to reach your hand in through here. You're not in danger of pinching your hand or anything. It's just annoying. The one on the PJs are easier. Okay. And this guy in the loader's probably about to come yell at me because I don't have my vest on. Alright, so before I shut the pins, put these, hold on a second. Put the carabiners on, and then come down and make sure that pin's down. Sorry for the noise. We're good to go. All right, so I know it was a little shaky and loud, but that is the operation with my RawMaxx 14K dump trailer here at the landfill. Hope to show you guys just some differences between that and a PJ. There are some differences for sure. And the last thing I'll touch on is the price. So granted, I bought this one. This is the first dump trailer I bought, and I bought this in March of this year. And I bought it for $8,500, which is, in my opinion, now for a trailer like that, you won't find that anymore, or at least not anywhere that I've looked. Here in Colorado, I'm in Colorado, by the way. I look in Kansas, Wyoming, Nebraska mainly for equipment, but I got it for $8,500, and then a month later I bought my PJ for over $2,000 more. So it was about $10,800, $10,900, I think, all said. Same dealership. It's a dealership in Kansas. Bought it for $10,900. So, you know, the PJ name, I guess, carries some weight, and they charge more, but this thing is better built. The main thing I don't like about it compared to the other one, to the PJ, is the paint quality. They use a real flat black, and it's already chipped off in areas, especially on the main frame where the box comes down and sits on it. So there's already a little surface rust there. I'll have to take care of that, but I feel like the PJ paint is much better. But other than that, you know, the lifting ram's bigger, the frame is stronger, floors and walls are thicker. and it's just a little more stout all around. So yeah, that's our RawMaxx, guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, if you guys can like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the notification bell, we really appreciate it. This is a growing channel. I know there's a bunch of junk removal and dumpster rental guys out there, but yeah, we're out here in Colorado trying to get things done and learn and grow this business. So anything you guys can do, drop a comment, you know, on video quality. I know today was a little shaky. I didn't have my microphone and my handle or anything on it. This was just kind of a little raw coming into it today, but let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you watching. Have a good one.